Welcome back to Select Livestock. My name is Dani, and today we're going to the Clover Classic Sheep and Goat Show. So let's go. Okay, so we thought we had a lot of time to fit out my goat, but I ended up having an MCLA quiz I had to do, and then I ended up having to super speed run my fitting with the goat, and this was also my first time fitting a goat, so I just kind of sent it. And then, so this was my showmanship class, and he did not want to stop jumping, at all. And no, this is watching back at it. It's kind of funny watching it. This was my first time showing. He did not want to stop jumping. I've shown dairy goats, but never market goats, and it was a showmanship class. And personally, showmanship is my favorite to do, and I think is most important. So this was a really fun class. This show is about 6.5 hours away, so it wasn't too bad for us, but for most people it's kind of a long haul. And then we stayed overnight on Friday night and showed on Saturday morning. So now he's coming down to pick the top 2 intermediate showmen, junior showmen. And so I was really happy and not expecting to do so well my first time showing a goat. I'm really happy with how Tate and I worked well together. We had some work to do with the walking, but I'm pretty happy with how we went. Just in general, we worked well together. So now the feedback he gave me was to keep his head more forward. I'm used to showing the sheep where you want to keep their head at a 90-degree angle, but even with the sheep, I still try to push their head backward a little too much, so I need to move on keeping his head forward, and then his walk, obviously.
Well, certainly the biggest class we've had so far today, and I think very competitive from top to bottom. And there's a lot of kids down here, 5, 6, 7, that are going to have their moment in the sun. And I think today it's real close. And I'll tell you, we're going to describe it to you. I didn't tell them how they're placed. I'll describe to you what they do right, and then I'll place that top pair. The young lady to the right there in the purple, I think when we just take one into motion and when we get that one stopped and propped up, her hand placement and where she's at on the front is the best out here. I'll give that to her. I think there's times that girl wants to fight just a little, pull down. She hadn't quit on him, and I told her her best showmanship was the first 3/4 of this class. The closer we got to making a final decision here, I thought she started to get just a notch nervous, and the goat wanted to start fighting her just a notch harder. But I think majority of the time she collects the front, gets him done, gets him driving right. The young lady right there behind her, I think when we just talk about stopping and propping one up, she's as good as anybody. And I told her kudos to her because nobody wanted to come in the ring, obviously. And she just jammed right on in here and busted the gate down, and I like that. Come on after it. She gets after it and does a phenomenal job. With that, there's times old goat wants to hop a little bit for her, and then we'd like for her just to pull that head forward ever so slightly. She wants to get it back between his blades just a little much, but it's subtle there for me. So really competitive. The young lady in the brown, though, is going to win today. She'll be your class winner. The young lady in purple will be second. Congratulations to her. They both did an awesome job.
So I was really excited that I won Junior Champion Showman. So now this was going into our market class, and this was under Brent Jennings, same with Showmanship. So I don't really know a lot about goats, so I didn't quite know how I'd do in here, but I kind of just sent it. It's normally what I do. And then again with his walk. I don't know why he does that. I'm kind of figuring it out, but yeah. So we'll see how he does at the next show. So his feedback was really good with him. It was really good to get another person's point of view on my animal. And I ended up placing 4th in this class, which I was really happy and not expecting either.
Good set of goats here, some quality, and just some differences. You got to pick your poison here if you will. I like the old red-headed goat here in terms of his build and his kind. He's way more shapely than he looked. That color always throws that off just a little bit, but you can see it a little bit from the side. When you get on top of him, he is the biggest, most shapely out of his shoulder. Still really good looking and balances. And I think when we got him into motion that last time, I think his shoulder angles and his blade stays together, and even just a little nicer than the one coming out in 2. The dark-headed one in 2, that thing is big back to ground body. His chest is shoved up in him. Like that about him. Like to make him a little bigger pin, open up his forerib ever so slightly, but I like that golden way he runs uphill. The one in 3, if you say he's got enough muscle, you probably like that one more than I do, because that one is wildly attractive from the side in terms of balance. Good looking, chest in him. Weight's going to be on his side. Today he's not enough of it. You can see him right there. The young man holds him up so much, his knees nearly touch there. He needs to be opened up in his chest, wider at the ground. You watch him come at you and go away. That one has a shot more muscle. If he does that, he gets pretty unique then. A little bit of the same can be said for the young ladies in 4 there. That one, I like some things about when he's popped up. You watch him come at you, go, that was chest more. Needs to be opened up wider through the middle of the shoulder. He's just come at you with more mass and more power as you study him at the ground. Like that was touch and handle up high for sure.
So these classes were really big, and I was really happy that we did so well, and I was not expecting it, but I'm really happy about it. And I'm looking forward to the next show. So this show was pretty fast and furious, so we went right into lambs after I was done showing tape. So I started clipping out his legs, we rinsed him off, and all that jazz. So this was my first market class in Ring A under Brent Jennings, and so I honestly was super tired, so I was not paying a whole lot of attention to the judge, which I should have definitely done more. So this is my lamb's first show of the year, so I'm happy with how he acted in the ring and all that. And this is pretty much when I decided that I need to drink more coffee during the day. I was bracing funny, I'm looking at it too now. I found a different way to brace. I'm always changing around how I do things, but I look funny.
Interesting class here. Some give and take. Ultimately, the one I land on, I'll be the first one to admit this dude is like a freak in terms of his body and his cage, his rib shape, and his back is just incredible. With that, I wish his sheep moved better off of his rear too. If we take that one and make his hind leg more comfortable, it just runs away with this thing pretty quickly. But with that, he doesn't move special off of his rear too. Nice too tight, it's hot, but it's still comfortable, particularly on his non-show side there. But that one is big back, great handling, still maintains a really nice silhouette from the side. And I thought about using this one to beat him with and call him sounder option, but at the same time, I don't think his underline is as good as that one. I want to drop that one's flank, make his chest more unique. His touch is incredible. You got him spot on in terms of his touch and freshness up high. I just wish he was a little more unique underneath there. And like I say, I do think he is more flexible, more honest in his hip and his hind leg. You lamb there is going to come out 3. Obviously, I love that sheep in terms of her wild muscle shape and her rib cage. Some pretty exotic pieces out here. But to run with those 2 boys ahead of her today, flatten that blade out and just make her more exotic up front. I just more extended, but man, that thing is wild body, wild back shape and still sound. One coming out of here next is good touch on the young man's got. That one needs to be a notch wider in terms of his forerib, or open up at the ground to run with those ones ahead of him. One coming out in 5, the young lady's got real good touch on it. Looks good stopped and propped up. That one needs to be redone in terms of his hip and pin. Needs to come down square at his hock and go away from you wider as you watch him go. But still, nice sheep, just real good touching nonetheless. So, good set of sheep there. Congratulations to all of them. Nice job.
So now we are on to Showmanship, and this was done under Sam Mattingly. I probably butchered that too, so. But, so I needed more coffee in my life that day. So I was kind of slacking in this class, to be honest. So I should have done a lot differently. I was bracing him funny and I wasn't really paying attention to the judge as much as I should have. So I didn't end up placing in this class. But it was a good learning lesson. And then he told me to lift him up and stretch him out further when I race.
Well, big class, and certainly a quality on down the line. Ones that we're leaving off, I know we're going to keep 5. What we got to do to get pulled off the rail? And these 3 for me, it's about speed, it's about efficiency out here. Again, though, they get them locked in and they never move. They never get in a down look, and from that standpoint, we'll pick through the finer details on those. here, but congratulations, all those exhibitors.
So I think it's always important to pet your animal after you're done showing. It's just a good habit to have and get into, just to reward the animal, because they don't know that they for all they know, they could have won the class, so it's always good to reward them. So now up next is my market class under Sam Mattingly. Butchered that again. But so this was Ring B. So from Showmanship, I took his advice and listened and changed up the way I did things. He was kind of skittish, you could see when we were going under the touch, but So in this class I ended up placing 5th, and so that was another big class, and I was happy that I placed in it.
That one wins. Sort of on the go. That's where they win for me. And this one's way more athletic, better built his blade out here. And that one transitions so well from the side. And I love how that one comes together. And lady, you do a really good job. You know the outs and ends on this one. That one's pin set is right. You don't expect him to have that much power on top of it. That one wins. So as we roll out next, though, I think this one rivals that one in terms of bone and feature. I think that one's got a really good pin set, young lady. We get up on the front end of that sheep, though, and again, a little heavier in that chest plate, a little deeper in that blade, and I'm not calling that a bad sheep by any means. That one in front of you, though, pushes the boundaries up front, still keeps them wide up high, and that's what I like. I think that one fits in nice in the second, though, in this class. We roll out next, though, with young man. This one's my speed. I mean, check out that guy, that look and athleticism from the side. That guy, you can't paint a better picture of one in terms of look and design. Is he as out there today in terms of shape? No. Will he get it, though? I think under the right feed bucket, that one could be deadly. It's depending on how much center leg and back you can get in him. That one's build and profile is right, though. I like a lot of things about him as he goes. That one rolls out next. Young lady, this one's a heartbreaker for me. I don't think there's another sheep that I've seen yet thus far today that looks like that one. Again, that one is a female. Take that one home and breed her to something exotic up front. She'll take care of the rest. I think that one is extremely good everywhere else. Again, though, where does she fit in the class? It's hard for me to figure out where she fits in the lineup. I think that one, though, needs to be better up front for me. That's a good sheep, though, as she comes out. Next one that rolls out, young lady, that one's up and out up front. Though this one's skeletally, though, out of her hip and hind wheels. I got to change this one, and the rear flank and the way she ties in. She's a little shorter in her upper hip. She wants to lock in more from behind, and this one skeletally, I need to change. But up front, though, that one's real good in terms of rib shape and neck and shoulder. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
So we are home now. It was a great first jackpot. I'm very happy with how everything went, and I'm very excited for the next jackpot. And here are the boys, happy to be home again. So guys, that was my video for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out my Instagram at @SelectLivestock and my TikTok at SelectLivestock46. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.